Ours will be called Collard Greens and Kimchi, a love story. I can see it now. Looks like you and your friend made a wrong turn. The man who'd taken John down spoke, pulling my mind back to the horror show we had unwittingly become a part of. The blonde hair that stuck out from under his blue woolen hat was stringy and unwashed, and although he was a big man, his coat looked about a size too large for him. He unstrapped a foldable slingshot from his arm, shoving it into one of his deep pockets. It seemed impossible that the flimsy neon contraption had hurt John, but the large rock that had rebounded off his skull had been sturdy enough. Blue Hat nudged John with his boot-clad foot, rolling him onto his side. John's lips were blue, and snow clung to the scraggly tufts of hair that were the closest he would ever get to a beard. Minutes ago, his cheeks had been ruddy from exertion. Now he looked like a frozen corpse. Panic welled up in me, and I struggled against the other man, the one who held both of my arms twisted behind my back. He grunted and kicked at the back of my knees, activating a reflex that made my legs buckle. My knees hovered just above the ground, arching my back at a painful angle, but my captor refused to loosen his grip. I struggled, despite the pain in my shoulders. I finally spoke. A person's sense of direction tends to get fucked up when they're freezing and starving. A long beat had passed between Blue Hat's observation and my response. My mind was operating on a delay, looping back to the need to get to John at the expense of my other functions. Blue Hat graced me with a sharp look. Now I had his attention, but not for the reason I wanted. The way his eyes skimmed over my body revealed that my voice had given away what my bulky down jacket and large hood had been hiding. "We're well acquainted with freezing and starving both, sweetie," he said. His words were bleak, but there was something liquid and insinuating in his voice that hadn't been there before. "We've gone without a lot of things since the lights went out." "We don't have anything valuable," I said, slowly snapping out of my stupor. "We've got nothing but peanut shells. Why don't you just let us go and we can all pretend we never crossed paths?" John's head lolled from side to side as Blue Hat grabbed his backpack and shook it free. John performed a sickening version of a marionette dance before crumpling back to the ground. Anger flared bright and fast in my chest, fueled by the knowledge that there was nothing I could do but look on impotently. I held my body still, although I longed to fight my way free. Struggling only made the man behind me tighten his hold. "We're just two people trying to survive, like you," I continued, hoping to appeal to their sense of humanity. But Blue Hat ignored me and busied himself with unzipping John's backpack and rifling through it. John and I had known things were bad, had purposely avoided other people during our trek, but it still seemed unreal that these men were so comfortable with assaulting us. The blackout had only happened 3 weeks ago. Was that how little time it took for a man to lose his moral compass? "Just like us. Except you have provisions and we don't." The man pulled a peanut out of John's bag, cracked the shell and tossed the nut into his mouth. He looked up at me and grinned. "Well, that's not true. Now we do." He held my gaze and I felt my stomach flip. There was something in the way his grin kept going, widening into the unnatural toothiness of a shark that scented blood, that alerted me to the change in his thought pattern. An instinctive female warning bell sounded in my head when he graced me with that smile. "I'll bite your dick off if you even think about it," I snarled. My voice sounded strong, but my stomach twisted with fear.